So I would encourage council to think about a creative, innovative policy, and let's push back.
One by one, local tenants took center stage at New Westminster City Hall, advocating for better renter protections.
These people come in as money and build these big places, and we get kicked out.
Efforts that seemingly paid off as the city unanimously passed a renters protection motion Monday evening.
Tenants are valuable members of our community that we can't afford to lose, just like they can't afford to lose our housing.
There's some areas in the downtown area, particular of New Westminster, where tenants are particularly vulnerable, and we want to get ahead of that.
The motion was put forward by City Councillor Nadine Nakagawa in response to recently passed provincial legislation that's aimed at spurring housing development around major transit hubs.
There's these rings of density that the province has mandated around the transit centres, which sounds really good in theory, but some of the unintended consequences of that is that affordable rental in that area might be torn down to create newer buildings that are far more expensive.
Those higher density rings amount to about an 800-meter wide circle around the city's Columbia and New Westminster SkyTrain stations. Local tenant union volunteer Dustin Godfrey lives in that ring.
I'm paying about $1,400 a month, and I'm looking at probably, if I were to move into the average unit in New Westminster, I'd be looking at around a 50% rent hike.
Godfrey is among local advocates applauding the city's move. The protections are expected to be modeled after bylaws in Burnaby, where developers must rehouse any tenants they displace and cover potential rent increases for up to 3 years. Tenants then have the right to move into the new building at their old rental rate.
Because it's a newer build, it's actually an improvement for some tenants, right?
New Westminster staff are now working to develop the city's official policies, while these advocates call on other municipalities to follow suit. John Hernandez, CBC News, New Westminster.